Get ready. I'm about to tell you the real fastest, tankiest, smoothest, zoomiest zoomer, bestiest best of all titans, and goat of all class ninjas in season 4. If you aren't playing this class next season, you are literally going to be behind everyone in leveling, progress at a snail's pace, and have less currency than a hardcore SSF Diablo 4 player playing Path of Exile for the first time. Are you ready? Here it is. That actually didn't go as planned. Wait, this is actually just my OnlyFans bill. And here it actually is. The class that you enjoy playing the most. Huh? With Hero Siege 2 changing so much season to season, I can understand why players enjoy inspecting classes to ultimately look for what we call the meta. But today I want to propose a new tier list tradition, ranking how fun a class's skill or build is to play. Gaming is entertainment, and if you're not having fun, you're not going to play, or at least you're not going to be miserable while you are playing. And with enough gearing, every single class in Season 4 can do all in-game content with around relatively the same clear speed. So without further ado, let's get the tier list started. Kicking things off, the Caustic Spearhead. With the augment, the clear on this is actually really nice. And it has a D2 vibe to it, which is really cool. Thunder Fury, also massive D2 nostalgia. It'll clear the entire screen with just one click. And it's very satisfying and maximum funge. Blender got an AoE reduction last season, bringing it down just a bit. Now it's really just a physical blade vortex that has a really cool skin. Brutalizing Slash is an auto attack. Slicing Throw is also really cool once you have the augment. It causes the slicing throws to come back with multiple projectiles, as well as you can teleport to the slicing throw. Could go either way between the very fun and cool category for me. Bullet Hell really doesn't gain its cool factor for me until you get the augment to level 7, because that's when you get maximum projectiles with a huge cone and a ton of coverage, as well as it has a don't get hit playstyle, but it is really cool to look at. Slice of Shadows reminds me of Lacerate from PoE. It has a cool shadow effect to it, but it's really missing something for me, and ultimately feels kind of boring to play. Blood Bolts is a super interesting skill with having extra projectiles. As you get skill levels, you get more Blood Bolts. And when you stand in place and attack a single target, it has this really cool design, as well as the skill has an auto aim feature where it'll go out and it'll target enemies for you. Very, very fun. Blood Surge got a ton of changes this season. You can control the beam. Now whenever blood demons die, they have a chance to spawn blood surges, as well as Blood Surge gets blood tendrils. It's basically a way that you can proliferate the blood surge through enemies. The blood surges that come off of blood demons will also do this. One of my favorite skills in the game, really enjoy it. Bone Storm is just a small arcane AoE blade vortex. Meh. Asteroid will drop a huge meteor that covers a third of your screen, as well as it will have tsunamis that go out in different directions. The skill has a stupid amount of AoE, and it's really pleasing to look at. The augment removes the tsunamis out of the skill, which I think is a big part of what made that skill so cool. It's also a big FPS destroyer. Solar Dash is super annoying if you hate running into the environment, but once you get the augment, you actually will run and throw out fireballs everywhere. The fireballs also do auto aim, so it'll basically clear the map for you, and all you're doing is dashing. It's very fun to play. Last season, Age of Proliferation actually did receive a change. Whenever you kill an enemy, the beam will auto target the next closest enemy, which definitely adds some spice to it. It's really cool. I'm gonna get some hate on this one, but I'm not a minion enjoyer, so Guardians or Temporal Heroes, kind of boring to me. But the damage is good. I actually had to load up the game to remember what Flash Freeze even was. Instead, I found out how much I would actually hate myself playing this skill. Freezing Leap with some speed is actually really fun to play. The problem is you get stuck on everything, taking away that cool factor of it. Orb of Frost is very visually appealing, especially in the new Bifrost skin. It's frozen orb sort. Come on. Marauder Bombs are definitely cool, but I've never really played that archetype of being a demolitionist. I need to experiment here a little bit more. Chain Trap has a huge suction feature to it. It'll pull a bunch of enemies together, which is really cool. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed it more in season 1. And so you get the augment for Heavy Ball and a ton of gear. It's really just a line attack. This skill is also way better to play on a controller with the auto aim. It's a really cool idea though. Gunner Drones. Oh my lord, go watch my video. I'm about to lose like 10% of my viewers. Guys, I have terrible aim, okay? Trick shot is not for me. And multi-shot is the same multi-shot that we've had in the genre for years. For Bone Spear, I wish that the AUG gave you more projectiles when you actually casted. It doesn't, and it makes it feel kind of meh. Once you have Teleport, Summoner Necro is probably the most chill build in the entire game. It looks cool. I love the chain lightnings that you get from the spirits, and it's really fun. Flying Scimitar is a fast range skill that gets more projectiles with the augment. This character's speed alone makes it really fun to play. Fuma's about to hate me. Sand Gush is literally sand novas with tornado projectiles. I mean, come on. Maximum Funge. For the hammers definitely look really cool. They did increase the hitbox on them, so they're going to have like an AoE to them now, which is really nice. And the augment makes it so that they'll follow you around, which is a really cool idea. I was never a Hammerden back in the day, but this change would make me play it. And Paladin Lightning Fury is really just melee chain lightning. Cannonball is a very interesting skill. It has a mechanic where it'll bounce between enemies, and then once it gets to its last target, it goes up in the air and comes down and does an AoE bomb explosion. I really like this. Parrots are just another minion build. It's kind of cool that they're experimenting with different types of minions. It's a great starter, but nothing really too crazy about it. Surgical Bloodletting is a knife that bounces between enemies as well. Also a very fun skill to play as it has decent clear, especially once you get the augment because you get additional projectiles, so your clear just goes up even more. However, Toxic Flask is probably the worst skill in the game until you get the augment. Then you have to turn down your skill opacity because it is a very, very bright skill, but it's really cool. Hydras look badass in that purple skin, and it's a really good bosser. They have Breath of Fire now with the augment, as well as you get fire bolts that shoot out of them. It's a really cool skill, but at the end of the day, it's just Hydras. Inferno Slasher, on the other hand, is like this really cool wave of fire that goes super far. And as you get the AUG, you get more waves. I'm really interested in this skill, and I'm definitely going to be playing it at some point in Season 4. Scorching Aura is just RF. Why do y'all just like to fucking stand around? Chainsaw Massacre is an uncontrollable whirlwind skill that gets extra AoE when the skill ends. It's a cool idea. Pickup Raid might be one of the funniest, most interesting skills I've ever seen in an RPG. It's really cool and very fun to play. Blade Barrier is really just a fan of knives build. It's a really small AoE Blade Vortex that has an okay AoE proc. Empire Slash with some attack speed probably has some of the fastest mobility of any skill in the game and is really fun to play. Explosive Kunai? I don't even know. I've never played this skill, but it doesn't look like something I would enjoy. Spear Wolves is another cool minion idea. The additional projectiles that you get in Tornado is absolutely ridiculous. And once you have the AUG and you get extra tornadoes, like small ones that roll around everywhere, this skill is ridiculous and really, really fun. Fire Totems is big poggies, but you do need the augment and Demon Fire accelerators to make this one feel okay. All Shield Lancer skills, just ask Nemo. Stormbolt is the caster version of Lightning Fury. You send out this one little bolt that hits an enemy, and then there's a bunch of lightning that just goes everywhere. Very fun to play. Apocalyptic Thunder is just a lightning strike that has an AoE on it. Nothing really too crazy here, but it is cool. Lightning Surge with the red skin and the AUG making the projectile come back is really freaking cool. And who doesn't like red lightning? Shockwave will cover half of the screen in shockwaves, and with a new Bifrost skin, it looks ridiculous. Spin to Win is always cool. It's just been around the genre for ages. Benediction's an interesting skill because this is actually just a proc that you get from using other skills, but it is very fun to play. Chain of Holy Lightning looks awesome, but there's already like 12 Chain Lightning skills. Death's Mark, whenever you reach level 100 and get the spec for it, gets a stupid amount of AoE. It'll cover the whole screen. And what's really cool about this skill is other people's skills in your group, they can use it to actually proc the stacks that are on this skill. Really, really fun. And Spirits are just a single target of White Mage. They're cool, but nothing too crazy here. And that's going to wrap up this video. Be sure to leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite skill in Hero Siege 2 is. If you enjoy Hero Siege 2 content, be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all my future videos. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button to let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.